Hey, good people, how you doing? David Taub here, co-creator of nextlevelguitar.com. Hope all is going well, and I hope your guitar journeys are going famously. And today I have for you six of some of the best tips or quotes that I've heard that have really helped me along my guitar and musical journey. Could be six of the best pieces of advice that I've ever received. And I thought I would share them with you, and maybe they can help or inspire you along your musical journey. And I've been very lucky in my musical journey to come across some amazing players, amazing musicians who have shared so much with me and have influenced not just my playing, but my philosophies on music and life. And, I thought I would share it with you and see what, if you've had some similar experiences or maybe some other pieces of advice that you would like to offer up. So please, let's get some dialogue going, right? That's what's so great about this YouTube community and other video community, is that we can get this back and forth going. And I think it really helps people to share, and learn from each other. There's so much, man. Like I always say, you can't learn less. So put your comments below. I want to hear them. Share some of your thoughts and feedback on this video, on some of the things that you've received that have really helped you throughout your guitar journeys and musical journeys. And if you have a second, please subscribe to the channel. That really helps us. Leave a comment. Maybe click the like button if you like the video. Share it with your friends. Tell people about Rock On Good People here, Next Level Guitar. That really helps us keep bringing the content, right? And we so appreciate when you do that. Well, these aren't in any particular order, and I'm probably even forgetting some, but these are like just six of things off the top of my head. I started to think a lot about what do I share with my students a lot? Like, what do I find myself saying a lot to them, and where did I get that from? And that's what kind of led me down this path to do this video. One of the things was, back when I was learning guitar first in the 80s and 90s, there was no internet, right? So I learned a lot through magazines, like Guitar for the Practicing Musician was my favorite. I learned a lot from VHS videotapes. What's that, right? I'm really dating myself. Those big tapes used to put in the VCRs, right? I used to rent those. They used to have those at music stores and used to be able to rent those. And then I used to buy and rent them. And I learned a lot. And there was one I rented by this guitar teacher and really good player. His name is Don Mock from back then. And I don't remember exactly, but I think I was learning some cool arpeggio sequences. And he just kind of said something along the lines of, it's great learning all this lead guitar stuff and we all want to play fast and burn and stuff, but remember, don't neglect your rhythm playing. And he said this, and he said, and it's always stayed with me, he says, because you're playing rhythm so much that your lead playing will only ever be as good as your rhythm playing. What a great quote. And that has always stayed with me. Your lead playing will only really ever be as good as your rhythm playing. And it's so true. And I see it so often. Like I get a private student and they want to work on some lead stuff, and they'll be playing these incredible lead lines and very technically proficient, and I'll be like, okay, hold this rhythm down and I want to show you a couple things we could work on. They won't even be able to play the chords, man, or get the rhythm or the timing, and they're just lost. And it's like, that's really going to hold you back. It's so important to keep learning new chords, to keep practicing your rhythm, to be a solid rhythm player that'll get you more gigs. Because think about it, if you're playing in bands and in gigs and with other people, you're playing rhythm 80-90% of the time. Soloing is very small sections. We all want to be great improvisers and soloists, but rhythm is so important, so don't neglect your rhythm playing. So thank you, Don Mott, that always stayed with me. Another piece of advice I got from one of my guitar teachers, probably my main guitar teacher, when I was first learning too, and I started taking lessons, private lessons, and of course, like everyone else, you got to go through a couple of teachers before you find the right one. Well into my journey, I found this teacher in New Jersey where I grew up. His name's Ernie White. Incredible musician, incredible guitar player, and just an all-around awesome dude. I studied with him for years. And one of the things that he said to me, he said many, but one that's always stayed with me, when he was talking about bands and being in a band, he said to me, David, he's like, when you're playing in bands, or you're getting into a band, always try to be the weak link in the chain, because that's how you'll learn the most. Because if you're playing in bands and you're always the best in the band, where are you going to go from there, right? And that's always kind of stayed with me too. And when I've tried out for bands, and when I've, put bands, I've always tried to be the weaker link, because I've always played with great players. And that's how I think I accelerated my playing so quickly. And that's how I've learned so much. There's so much to learn from other people, especially if you're playing with monster musicians, right? So always try to be that weaker link in the chain, and you really will learn and grow. And thank you, Ernie White. I mean, he said so many things that stayed with me, but that one for sure. And hey, something else, I have some free video lessons and some ebooks you might like. I'll put those links below. If you want to improve with your soloing, since we're talking about soloing, I have a great video lesson that will help you with that, all kinds of tricks and scale diagrams, and free ebook, full color, a new one I just did. It's awesome. Click on the link below. I'll send you the free video lesson and ebook, or maybe if you're more of the acoustic singer-songwriter, I'll put some links below on some things that might help you along your guitar journey. Again, just click on the link, send them to you for free from Next Level Guitar, and have fun with them. Another thing that stayed with me over the years, and I think is really important, and I learned this from watching a VHS tape. I don't remember which one, but it was Paul Gilbert, who everyone probably knows. This is a great teacher, incredible shred guy. He said something once in one of his videos. He was saying about the importance of developing your ear, right? And that is something that has stayed with me. And it is so important. And I can't stress that enough. And I'm constantly telling that to my students. Develop your ear. Develop. It'll make you such a better musician, such a better guitar player, such a better overall. You'll just be more able to speak the language of music and hear it. And it opens up so many doors. And it's tough because we've all come to rely so much on tablature and learning from, YouTube videos, which is great. But, back then, man, we used to have to sit there. I mean, we used to wear our cassette players out, rewind, trying to figure out songs. That was tough. And, it took me a while to develop my ear like that. But I'll tell you, man, my ear is pretty good. And it's got that way, I think, in part from all that hard work. From sitting there and just figuring it out and figuring out songs on your own. And I tell my students, you want to develop your ear, certainly use tabs. Certainly. And everybody loves them and they're great. But maybe have the tabs in front of you, but don't look at them right away. Maybe try to figure out the chords first and then use the tabs to check, right? And in this way, you can really start picking out the chords. It'll really help you because there's going to be situations that come up where you're going to have to play and you're not going to have tabs and they're going to be rattling chords off, or you're going to have to listen for the progression, right? And you don't want to be lost in that situation. So developing your ear as a musician is so important for so many reasons. And I learned that early on. From that video. So thank you, Paul Gilbert, and I hope that you folks out there, guys and girls, are developing your ear because it's huge. Another great piece of advice I received, and I don't remember exactly where I heard this from, so I can't give credit where credit is due, but basically we were talking about soloing and about songs and about the relationship between guitar solos and songs, and it goes back to what I said before. We all want to, be awesome lead guitar players and play the most amazing stuff, and that's great. But here's the piece of advice. In the end, it's the song that will be remembered, right? It's the great songs that remembered. Yes, they might have great guitar solos, but in the end, it's the song. So really, you want to play for the song, not for yourself. Now, it's different, obviously, if you're honing your craft and refining your art and playing over jam tracks and burning away and taking extended solos. That's awesome. That's great stuff. But a lot of times when you're writing or when you're playing and jamming, play for the song, because in the end, it's the song that will be remembered, and it will be remembered as having a great solo for sure. But, think about that. Another great piece of advice I got along the way in my guitar journey, again, I don't remember who told me this or where I heard it. I might have found out on my own. But basically, when it comes to bands, I think the biggest thing is this piece of advice. When you're trying to put together a band or auditioning for a band or you want to play with a band, is pick bandmates that you like to hang out with, right? Pick people that are cool, that you have things in common with, and that are on the same page with, and that you want to be friends with, because you're going to be spending so much time together, especially early on. Later on, it's a little different, when you have a family and kids and you're playing, it's a little bit different because of time constraints and priorities, but early on, you're going to be spending so much time together and doing other things together and these are going to be your phenomenal best friends and stuff. So you want to pick people that you want to hang out with, basically, and I made that mistake early on. I was putting a band together and we were auditioning drummers, and we found this incredible drummer. This guy was so good, but he was a total prick. And even early on, I was like, I don't know. But we put the guy in the band with us, and in the end, it just didn't work out. The guy was just a jerk. He just was not fun. He was making it not fun. And this is why we do this, right? Because it's fun. If it's not fun, why do it, right? So you want to surround yourself with people that you like being with, that you like to hang out with, and that you want to be friends with. And then the last piece of advice, number 6, I can give to you is something that I've kind of come up with. Not that I've come up with this great philosophical stuff, because I haven't. It's just something from teaching so long and what I've seen, and someone else might have said it, I don't know. But basically, when it comes to your guitar playing, we all want to advance our skills so fast, and we all want to become very good quickly. And sometimes it seems the progress just isn't coming quick enough, and it's frustrating. We all hit walls, right, and along our guitar journey. So here it is. Just keep this in mind. Your guitar playing is an evolution. You like that dramatic pause? We'll do it again. Your guitar playing is an evolution. And enjoy the journey, because as you become more and more proficient on the instrument, your taste might change. You'll see your guitar playing evolve. All of a sudden, you'll be able to do things and be expressive with the instrument, and it'll all start to click and come together, as well as your sound and tone might change. The type of music you're listening to and what you're getting into as you expand your horizons there's so much that you might be evolving as a musician. Right? And listen to bands through their career, and you'll see album after album, in lots of cases, very different, right? Because they're evolving, their sound is changing, they're trying different things, they're experimenting, and you want to do the same thing in your journey. But just remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. It takes time and practice, and it evolves. It's like a living being that's evolving over time. It'll change and it'll grow, just like you as a person are always changing and growing based on your experiences in this great world of ours, right? So your guitar playing is an evolution. So there's 6 pieces of advice. I hope they help. I hope maybe they inspire a little bit, and certainly put your thoughts below. Let me know some things that you have found to be incredibly helpful along your journey and inspiring, and write that in the comments below, and it'll help maybe some other people reading the comments, and let's get some dialogue going. And remember, please subscribe to the channel. Click the like button if you like this video. Be friends with us on Facebook. I'll put the Facebook link in the description box below, and put the comment down. Again, that really helps us. And check out our full-on video instructional website. We got a killer, over 2,000 lessons for all level players, all genres of music. nextlevelguitar.com. It's a full-on video curriculum. Learning curriculum, right? Check it out. There's a 3-day free pass right on the home page. You might like it. As well as I'll put some links below also to some free video lessons and some of my new ebooks that are in full color and are really awesome. Check those out. Keep putting those guitars in your hands every day. Keep rocking. Stay positive. Swing for the fences and go after your dreams like your life depends on it, because it does. See you next time. Take care.